All right, welcome to chapter 13. Man, I look ridiculous. I kind of look like Mortal Kombat or something. It's kind of funny. All right. All right, let's get serious. After this, I'm going to get some coffee. Okay, so chapter 13, developing your mental hand history. This is important, okay? Just so you guys know where the mental hand history came from, it's from poker players, right? They study their hands and they study what they could have done or what they should have done or did they do what they were supposed to do, right? So I just kind of want you to think about it that way. Each trade is you playing a hand of poker. Now you're going to go back and study it and see if you played the best hand you could have, right? Which we all do that. I mean, sometimes to a fault. But let's go ahead and go over this. This is really important. So, this chapter is one of the most practical and powerful tools in the entire book. Jared Tendler introduces the mental hand history, a structured method to uncover the root cause of reoccurring mistakes. Wouldn't that be nice, guys? Wouldn't that be nice if you could uncover the reason you make mistakes? Well, you can. Map the emotions and thoughts that led to poor decisions. Has anyone made a poor trading decision this week? Not me. Yeah, right. Okay. Review your process through logic and deliberate practice. The one thing about reviewing your trades and reviewing your emotions and all of that is when you go back to it, it's all logic from there, right? Because the emotions are over, the situation's over. I mean, maybe going back and looking at a reason why you blown your account might be a little emotional, right? But for the most part, you could pretty much stay fully logical in your mind. So you can go back and back test your own stuff, look at your mental hand history, and take a look at things logically on what you can do better. But that practice word I think is really important. Okay, because knowing what you did wrong sometimes means nothing if you don't do anything to change it for the next time. Okay. There, oh, here you go. Here you go. I forgot this was in here. Just like poker players review hand histories to find technical leaks, traders can review mental hand histories to find emotional leaks. This is huge. Okay. This tool helps you move from I don't know why I did that to here's exactly what triggered that reaction and how I'll prevent it next time. Okay. This is the bridge between self awareness and permanent change. Okay. So I want to spend a second on this, right? Because the first time I read about this and the first time I thought about this, I don't think I gave it as much weight as I should have. Okay. But the bridge between self awareness and permanent change. Okay. Just the fact that you're self aware of what's going on gives you the opportunity to permanently change a behavior. To me, that was just game changing. Think about it. Think about it. If you're a FOMO trader and you know you are, and you don't know how to change it, and Jared Tendler gives you a system to change it, and then you can permanently change that about your trading, would you be profitable? A lot of people would say yes. Okay. If you have more than one thing to work on, join the club. I've got lots of things to work on. A lot of times you fix something, not that something else breaks, but you realize something else is broken and needs help. But that usually means that you've progressed, that you're closer to being profitable, or that you are profitable or break even or whatever. It's an improvement. And you can start making these permanent changes. Permanent. Wouldn't it be nice to be free from something? All right, let's keep going. So, key takeaways from this, okay? Recurring mistakes are often rooted in emotional patterns, not strategy flaws, okay? I can't tell you how many people I know and have talked to that are just, if I had the right strategy, I wouldn't be emotional. They have it backwards. They're trying to fix the strategy, but they've probably had their hands on the golden strategy. They just can't follow it because I've seen a golden EMA strategy, a golden market cipher strategy. I've seen a golden ICT strategy. I've seen this strategy, that strategy, and they're all gold. And yet 90% of traders can't trade it. Okay. You got to start on the emotional side, right? Recurring mistakes are often rooted in emotional patterns, not strategy flaws. Okay. I can't push that enough. Okay. All right. Okay. Sorry. Let's just keep going. The mental hand history is a 5-step framework to analyze your mental mistakes like a pro. Professional poker players, they come to this guy, they use this so that way they can become better. Okay. Professional traders work with Jared Tendler, like professional traders. And this is what they do. This is where rubber meets the road. And I've said that a few times in this series. If you do these things that nobody else wants to do, then you will be a trader like nobody else. Okay. It's kind of like a Dave Ramsey spin there. All right. So without understanding why you make the mistake, it's almost impossible to correct it long term. Okay. Writing your mental hand history gives structure to your reflections and creates data that you need to improve. Okay. So it allows you to see this data. It allows you, to reflect. All right. With consistent use, the mental hand history rewrites the triggers or, can rewire the triggers, beliefs, and habits that sabotage your trading. Okay. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about taking action steps towards this. Okay. Describe the problem. What mistakes or patterns are you trying to fix? Example, I close a trade too early, even though my plan says I should hold. Well, why are you doing that? Okay. Ask yourself, why am I doing this? I'm afraid I'm going to give back profits that aren't mine. I'm so greedy, I can't. I have to take the money now. Okay. Let's see. What's another one? Oh, okay. Here's one. I take profits too early because I can't imagine this win turning into an L because I can't handle being wrong. And if I'm right and I close the trade right now, I will get that W and I will feel good because I will have proven that I am right and I am correct. If I allow this trade to turn on me and it hits my stop loss, then I was incorrect and I was wrong and I can't handle that. Yeah. Welcome to a very personal example. Okay, you guys know if you've been watching any of these videos, you know I hate being wrong. That was a very real one. Okay, identify the thoughts and emotions. What were you thinking and feeling in that moment? I'll fix this stuff later. I feel anxious. I thought the market was going to reverse. I didn't want to lose the profit. It's not yours yet. I keep saying this because it's like something I'm trying to teach myself. Find the underlying belief. What deeper belief drove that emotion? I don't trust the market to follow through. Or I feel like if I take the profit now, I'll lose it all. If I don't take the profit now, I'll lose it all. Okay. Correct the flawed logic. Okay. And this is where it's important. This is important that there are times to take profit and there are times to trail a stop loss. The time to trail a stop loss is not to protect your ego. It is because the market structure and the order flow, okay, that's why you move your stop loss or take profit. I've hit a very important time-based liquidity that was that was in profit. Okay, so if I take a long and the market goes way up and we sweep a time-based liquidity, I'm going to be looking to take profit. So there are reasons to do these things, but you need to find the actual reason why you are doing it. And then you need to fix the flawed logic with the correct logic. Okay. I'm not going to move my stop loss to protect my ego, but I will move my stop loss when the correct order flow is showing me that I need to. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right. And then you want to, okay, so correct the flawed logic. Use facts in states, in stats, and logic to reframe the belief. Taking profits too early destroys my R&R long term. My edge needs room to play out. Okay, you need to know these things about your edge. Okay, I know for me, once I get a 1 to 2 plus RR, I can start being very aggressive with my stop loss because it doesn't hurt me. It only helps me. Okay, but I know that because I've worked with it and I've done some math and I've taken data, right? So when I get a 1 to 2 plus, so when I start getting like 1 to 2.5, I start getting pretty aggressive with my stop loss. Okay. So train the correction. Write a new thought or reaction you want to replace with. I trust my plan. My job is to execute, not predict the outcome. See, a lot of times once we're in a trade and it starts moving in our direction and we see green numbers, it's like we can't handle it turning back on us, right? We can't handle the idea of a W turning into an L, right? I'm correct. I can't be wrong. That's not the way to look at it, right? What I wait for, what I do when I'm watching a trade that's playing out is I watch the order flow, okay? And I allow reasons in that order flow to close the trade, move my stop, go to break even, take profit, whatever, right? Reverse the trade. I will do that as well. But I allow the order flow to tell me these things. I do not allow my feelings to tell me, because every time it goes green, I would be moving to break even or a little bit in profit, so that way I know I'm right. I know I'm a W, and I know I won't lose anything on this trade now. And that's not good logic, because a lot of times we might range a little bit, or even I might go into some drawdown. I don't take trades and I get big giant candles in my favor. A lot of times I have to hold the trade and allow it to play out, which means I might go into profit, I might go into a loss, I might go into a profit or a drawdown, right? Profit, drawdown, profit, drawdown, profit, or stop loss. Okay. I need to allow time. Okay. So this whole replacement thing is important. Okay. You can't just turn off a behavior, it's very hard to do, but you can replace it. All right. Okay. Build a habit of writing 1 or 2 mental hand histories per week. Pick mistakes from your trading journal or memory. Use the 5-step process to write them out. Read aloud. Read aloud the trained correction daily before each session. These mental reps training, and just like muscle memory, it adds up. So as you're mentally lifting and training, okay, it's just like muscle. It's just like muscle memory, and it starts to add up. You start to train yourself the right way. You start to make the right decisions, okay? So you're going to use this to spot patterns. You can group similar mistakes, exit mistakes, revenge, FOMO. Like when you start going back through it, you're like, wow, I didn't realize FOMO was a problem. But it is. It used to be being wrong. Now it's FOMO. Maybe it's because the market has changed a little bit and there's a lot of pump and dumps, and it's just activating FOMO that you weren't dealing with prior in a more stable market environment. Right? I mean, the market environment changes, and that might change how we react to it. If you do this, then you'll be able to spot these patterns and understand these changes. Look for common beliefs driving multiple behaviors. The fact that I don't like being wrong and that I have to be right, do you think that affects more than just revenge trading? You better believe it. Stop losses flying up underneath price for no good reason, absolutely no good reason. So, when you get a 1 to 1.2 RR and you're like, ugh, barely breaking even here. And then you identify these things and you stop moving your stop like a maniac. And all of a sudden you're at like 2.6 RR. And now you're bankrolling in a sense in comparison. Crazy. All right. Create time based corrections to strengthen your edge. Sorry, theme based. Time based. I'm thinking time based liquidity. Theme based corrections to strengthen your edge. Okay. There's just certain things that you can do and group together to empower yourself, to empower change, right? This stuff is just so amazing, guys. Don't underestimate adding the mental hand history to your journaling and going back through and playing these out as you're taking these trades and you're thinking about your thoughts that you have. I do this stuff live, actually, very live. If I am in a trade and I want to move my stop, I immediately ask myself, why? What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Good grief. You just want that, you just want that W. You've had it's been a hard week and you've taken some losses and you just can't handle another one. Okay. Well, that's yeah. We've talked about it. We've talked about it. So let's go over some encouragement. This is where the real transformation begins. You begin logging trades. You begin mapping emotions, and now you're learning to correct the code behind your behavior. Think about that. All right, you get to do a little Neo action here. You get to download some stuff to your brain directly from the Matrix. Make yourself a better trader. It would be nice if I could just plug in and be done with it. One and done. That's not the truth. Okay. Just remember, you're not broken. You're just running on outdated emotional software. All right. Just because I'm a computer guy doesn't mean I had anything to do with this. The mental hand history is your upgrade tool. Every time you complete one, you're not just reflecting, you're rewriting. This is how professionals train their mindset with precision. So be proud. You're no longer reacting randomly. You are building an emotional discipline that lasts. I really hope that was encouraging. Just reading that was encouraging, let alone writing it. Okay. This stuff is honestly, this is the kind of stuff that's gonna change you forever as a trader. And I really hope it does. I hope someday I'll get some strange comment that like, dude, man, this was my breakthrough. That would just, it would make every single video and every hour I put into this worth it. But to be honest with you guys, even if I don't and like nobody watches these videos, this stuff has been changing me as a trader. This is the fourth time through this book. And a lot of this stuff, I went back through some of my, issues and like revisited things just to like help, write this better and to help hopefully explain it in a way that people can digest well. That's helped me personally in my trading. So very selfish in this area. But I hope this has been helpful to you. Share this with somebody you think that it would help them. Go ahead and drop the like and subscribe and all that craziness. And algorithmic training says if you ask them, they will do it. So I really don't care that much, but I do care that you guys are profitable. And I will see you in the next video.